Alexa, turn on the light.
Okay.
Yeah. Start to shit in here. I might have to move this different spot because my other light's out. I don't know. We'll figure it out. If everybody's having a good day, looks like we already got one person in here. Share the stream. Get it out there. Share it. Like it. Comment. Put something in the chat. You know what I mean? Today we're going to interview my homie JBoy, John Morrison, and DJ right there, Hustle Man Live Radio. Also does some other shit outside of the radio show. So we can get into all that here shortly. I'm not 100% sure what time it is, but I need to fucking 10:18. About to be some newspaper stealing bitches today. Yo. All right, hell yeah. We about to send out this shit. All right. Hell yeah. Now let's see if that works. Yeah. We got one in the house. Got about 8-9 minutes. We got like 8-9 minutes. Let's get these people in here. See if we can get us a little bit of a crowd. Psychopathic Writer said, "Hey, you're the one who's been stealing my newspaper, aren't you? You goddamn right. Look at me in my face when I tell you, Psychopathic Writer, I've been stealing your newspapers. I got the newspaper right here. Where's it at, though? I might have put it back on your porch. I've been stealing your newspaper. What you want to know about? I don't think I'd steal anybody's newspaper. I might take like the sports section. Maybe the first couple pages. You can have the business and the wanted ads and all that shit. See if we can't get some people in here. We're trying to get some people in here. It's kind of like he said, I'm taking the coupons. Oh man. It's a last minute show. It's a last minute show. Oh, hell yeah, bro. Glad I remembered to do this today. We're doing an early show. Should be good. Should be a good time. We got JBoy John Morrison coming through. And yeah, he's going to talk to us a little bit about his radio show here on freedomkradio.net. We're going to talk about some other stuff that he's been doing. And yeah. You got a lot going on. A lot going on. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Still got one in the building. Psychopathic writer. You know, chill with us for show. We yeah. We're gonna keep getting into that. Summer management tour. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Manhunt. Yes, sir. Um, and Hitman as well. Oh yeah, they're ooh, 5 minutes. I'm gonna go get my bowl and stuff. I'm an alien. Oh yeah, that's what I'll say. Oh yeah. Says time to get swifty. Says time to get swifty in here. Mhm. Swifty? Oh yeah. Says time to get swifty. Says time to get swifty in here. Uh-oh. Says time to get swifty. Oh, that's me. Do. Yeah. Said it's time to get swifty. Whoop. Yo, what up, world? It's your boy DJ Tony Smoker, and we live right here on freedom.net. You can also check us out on YouTube /DJ Tony Smoker. We live, we lit, we getting it in. And today is no different than any other day. It's a very special day. We got JBoy Morrison coming through. If you guys know anything about freedomkradio.net, you will know the name JBoy John Morrison. Man Live Radio. We got other shit running. He's got other shit going. And you know what? We're going to get to it as soon as we come back from this break. But right now, we're going to play a new one here by Raw Proof that got sent to us. The homie from Tennessee, Nashville, coming out of Nashville. Raw Proof with A Day in the Life. So we're going to check that out. And yeah, we're going to have come back. We'll have JBoy John Morrison with us. Sit tight. Enjoy this track.
Day in the life, my life to live. It's a day in the life.
Ooh, he said I only got wax.
Day in the life. December 6th, Sagittarius, that's the astronomy. Keep dough, blame no one, not the economy. For certain with the content I write, no problem.
I don't have much bud left.
Quality and freestyle.
I can't wait. I'm supposed to get some cash tomorrow.
You can't put a price on something so sacred. Anyway, I'm in tune with full moons and how people react. Not extra superstitious or overtly religious. Loud mouths pop off like black cats. Down south, they are suspicious of transplants. Yeah, the difference is recognized. Out the bed, stretch your eyes. My ambition is vicious. Can I get a witness? Good morning. And what's the forecast? Flood warning. Spark brain cells that cause blood clots to start forming. Ridiculous, meticulously pinching nerves. You'll get benched to serve. Monkey wrench when I itch the verbs. I catch a surge of energy which traveled here from Tennessee. Now I can sense who wants to mess with me mentally. My friends will be those who stick around. Here's a pound. Loyalty is quite profound. It's a day in the life, my life to live. Take advantage of my talent. It's almost what I give to y'all. Pen it on the paper and create some sort of branch. Lay it down for my people and let them in. It's a day in the life, my life to live. Take advantage of my talent. It's almost what I give. Pen it on the paper and create some sort of bridge. If you can relate, it's great.
I'm chilling.
Just
getting
if I
off work.
didn't have a DJ, I still have a beat. It's in the left side of my chest and I move my 2 feet. Walking in the freezing rain just to feel something. Anything to get this train of thought to stop running. Pump the brakes. What's victory taste like? Not a side of ego with the plate full of stage fright. I rock on. This is not a pop song. It's just a day in my life, but my world in my never nervous.
Yeah, either way.
Mature than yours is. Don't have to open my mouth to get your girl shirtless. It's all in the eyes.
No, either way,
I'm a winner. Try to be with me while I take a girl to dinner. Down south restaurant, we shared a pound of gizzards. And later on, I let her lick all up on my lizard. Maybe it's my fault and maybe it's yours, but you can't make a hoe a housewife and do chores. It's a day in the life, my life to live. Take advantage of my talent. It's almost what I give to y'all. Edit on the paper and create some sort of branch. Lay it down for my people and let them in. It's a day in the life, my life to live. Take advantage of my talent. It's almost what I give. Edit on the paper and create some sort of branch. If you can relate, it's great. Let's begin.
Okay.
Lay it down for my people and let them in.
Oh wait, no, that might have been me, homie.
Lay it down for my people and let them in. Lay it down for my people.
Yeah, that was me. That was me. I thought I was recording it and I was live. So I hope I didn't fuck that up. I wasn't paying attention. I hit the wrong record button.
No, as soon as you disconnect, it'll go back to Big 6.
Yeah. Yeah, that's whoever that is. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's Big 6.
Bet. Hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh. All
Are
right.
you spinning on any other stations?
Am I what?
Are you spinning on any other stations?
No.
No. You should try to. I'm gonna get that Rain 1.
Are you?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna get that bitch.
I don't see why you wouldn't, bro. That shit's fire as hell.
Yeah, I was looking at the SX2 and I had someone was gonna sell it to me for $600. I was like, shit, I don't know if I want to get there or just get the Rain 1. Just learn the whole Rain 1 system.
Right. All right, hold up real quick. Let me get into the right app here. Apparently I was in the wrong. All right. Where the fuck is that shit? I might just record it and put it on my YouTube. Fuck it. Oh, here we go. You think I ain't never used this damn computer before?
Huh?
I said you would think I'd never used this damn computer before, the way it fucking is acting today. Or the way I'm treating it today. Whoa. There we go. Now we're cooking with hot grease. All right. Yo, what the fuck? Stop that. The fuck was that? What do I have on?
You ain't got your headphones on. So
My external mic was fucking on. That's what it was. Jesus Christ, that'll wake you up.
Right?
Fuck me. That hurt. All right, get the fuck out of there. Yo, check. All right, there we go. Hell yeah. All right, we're working on all cylinders. Let me pop this fucking... let me pop my headphones on. Damn, that hurt my ears, bro. All right. Okay. Double check everything's still going over here. I'm still gonna do some shit on my YouTube channel, so that's cool. Cool there. Ouch, I know, bro. So we was live. They heard that shit on the YouTube with the feedback, so we know we live there. That motherfucker said, ouch.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Ouch. That's some bullshit. All right. Bam. All right, we ready? Here we go. Yo, what up, world? It's your boy DJ Tony Smoker. And as always, we got a special guest with us today. And this motherfucker, he might be a little familiar to y'all. John JBoy Morrison, man, joining us in, man. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? What's up? How y'all doing today?
Shit, bro. We kicking it, yo. Live at freedomkradio.net. Live with you, man. So you know what it is? We kicking it. I can't do that, man. The reverb in my headphones, it drives me crazy. Sometimes it's just better if I just don't throw them on there. I can hear it. It's sounding good. we're straight. I can't rock with the headphones on the whole time because I can hear myself. There's a reverb. I'm using Audacity, and so there's like a well, I don't even know what you fucking call it, bro.
It's the feedback that you're getting.
Yeah, it's that latency. That's what it's called. The latency on that thing is just crazy right now. But anyway, man. So we got a lot to cover because you got a lot going on, man. This man does a lot for the people who don't know about freedomkradio.net. They don't know about the Fleet DJs. They don't know about all that stuff that we're about to talk about today, plus the music and promotion side of what this man does for his lovely state of Mississippi. Again, it just is what I already said. A bunch of shit, man. This man be putting in work. He be doing what he does. So we're gonna let him take it away, man. And we're gonna start with Hustle Man Live Radio, bro. For the first time, I know we've done an interview a couple years ago. We're just gonna keep revisiting the past, but we're gonna talk about how it got started. You know what I mean? Hustle Man Live Radio. Tell us a little bit about it. Tell us when they can find it, where they can find it, all that good stuff.
All right. Hustle Man Live Radio initially started in the Hustle Man Studios. We were doing Facebook Live, and we were playing our artists that were coming out of the studio, you know, to let people hear what we had going on in the studio. And it turned out that people started sending in submissions. So we just started doing a show. And from there, we were hitting crazy numbers, you know, 15, 16,000, you know, the show, you know, it was crazy. It was good. We had a lot of participation, a lot of support. But Facebook started doing that stuff where they weren't cutting people off and everything else. Well, luckily, Frederico Means, the owner of Freedom K, he saw the show on Facebook, and he really liked what we were doing. So he asked us to come do a show on the radio station. And, you know, at first I was kind of like, well, I had never been on the radio before. You know, what do you want me to do? He's like, just do what you do. Just do it on the radio. And so we started doing that. We put it on the radio, and it took off from there. It took off. And the thing about it is we're playing nothing but independent and underground artists. That's all we're playing. None of the mainstream stuff that you hear on the radio or at the club or none of that. Just all underground independent artists. And people love the show. You know, you can find it. I'm on Freedom K Radio every Wednesday from 7 to 9 and every Saturday from 6 to 8. You know, and not only now that I'm on Freedom K, but I'm on 6 other stations as well. So it's grown like its own entity, you know, in itself. And it's supported me to open up a lot of doors, you know, for these artists and stuff. But that's how Hustle Man Live Radio started, was in Facebook in the studio. And we just took it from there. Like I said, we were just playing our artists at first just to get them heard. But people loved it so much, it just grew. But it was like once it started growing, we couldn't contain it anymore. We had to let it loose.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
It gets like that, man. It's crazy how the music can just take off sometimes like that. Somebody just takes notice to that shit and they just run with it. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, you know, Facebook is a shitty place now to try and promote music. But,
yeah,
you know, that is what it is. So, you said you're on 6 other radio stations. Are those all they're like local stations? Or are those other stations that are that span the United States and the other countries?
Yeah, there are other online radio stations.
Hell yeah.
You know, the local stations, you know, they hit me up, you know, to come work over there with them in Mobile and down here in Biloxi where I'm at. But they wanted me to play mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted me to play mainstream artists.
Yeah.
And I told them that it takes away from the whole idea and the whole purpose of Hustle Man Live Radio if I do that.
Right.
And you know, they didn't want me to play the independent artists and underground. They said, you know, I could throw a couple in here and there and everything. And it was kind of like a step on my... I felt disrespected a little bit, to tell you the truth, because they see what I do. They hear my show. They see my show. They see me at the club, what I do and everything else. But then you come at me and you want me to spit mainstream stuff. And it's like, I ain't going to say it's what I'm against, but that's not what I'm for.
You know, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, with as much as I do stuff right now, and the question will come here in a minute, but like as much as I do this shit right now, and I pay attention to these artists that I'm already paying attention to and looking for other artists and other new music to play on this show. Do you really have time to listen to mainstream music?
Now that I've started DJing at a club on the weekends, I have to.
I feel that. I feel that. I feel that.
I didn't want to, but it was like my hand was forced, at the club.
Mm-hmm.
They want to hear their favorite song at the club. You know
Right.
what I mean? They want to hear Megan Thee Stallion up, 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 up. They want to. The ladies want to hear that stuff.
Right.
So I had to cater and learn mainstream and pick up new mainstream and old. I had the old school music already because I'm old anyway, so I had the old school shit. But the mainstream I had to learn and I had to pick it up. And now every week I'm on here on different DJ websites, YouTube, and everything else, pulling music down.
Right.
I have to. I didn't want to, but I have to. But I'm kind of glad that I did take the truth, because I can see what's out there in the mainstream, and then I listen to our underground artists, and the underground artists, the independent artists, they sound so much better. The mainstream is so whitewashed and so saturated with the same style. It's ridiculous. I'll get 30 songs, and they all sound the same. Underground, they're different. Each one of them have their own individuality. And you pick that up on their songs, and you pick that up on the way they flow and the music that they put out. But the mainstream, it's like I said, it's like they're guided by one dude, and one dude is telling them all to sing the same way, rap the same way. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely, bro. And I couldn't agree more. And sometimes it does suck to have to be forced to play something that you don't really want to, but at the same time, I guess a job's a job. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the mainstream music stuff, I don't listen to. You know what I mean? When I get in my car, I listen to the things I want to hear. I listen to, something that I'm somebody that submitted music to me or whatever. And with all that, of course, I'm not forced to it because I don't have, the club shit right now. But like, yeah, I don't know, man. To learn all that stuff.
Basis, like you said, when I'm at home or in my car, I don't listen to mainstream shit.
Right.
I listen to underground. I take that back. The only mainstream I really listen to in my car is I listen to Boosie and I listen to Crazy Bone.
Right.
They're on Pandora stations, and I always listen to them on Pandora in my car. But anywhere else in my home, it's all underground shit. The only time I really listen to mainstream is when I'm at the club.
Yeah.
And that's it. I have to listen to it when I'm downloaded. But I might listen to like 30 seconds. And a lot of people don't know this. DJs, we only listen to maybe 30 seconds, maybe 50 seconds of the song, if that.
Yeah.
We catch the vibe, catch the beat, catch how you're flowing immediately, and we either like it or we don't. We skip past it or we move forward with it. We don't sit there and listen to the whole song and your hooks and all that kind of shit. The first 30 seconds, maybe 60, we'll listen to, and after that, we press on to the next one.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And I mean, even when you're DJing and you're mixing and stuff, you don't even play a whole song. You know what I mean? Unless it's a really good song that people want to hear, and then you get the extended version with the long beat on the end, and then you can mix into it. But like other than that, like you don't ever play the full song. Like if there's a third verse, most of the time people don't hear it. People have too short of an attention span. You know what I mean?
Oh, especially nowadays. Most songs that I get from underground independent artists, even mainstream is doing this now, but most songs I get are like 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, maybe 3 minutes. Somewhere within that time frame. It's very rare I get a 4-minute song or longer, and if I do, it's because there's 4 or 5 rappers on that song.
I was just gonna say, so that brings up my next point, and that brings up the next question that I was gonna ask you. Do you see? Okay, so like in the day that you listen to like mainstream hip hop, and then even in like the late 90s to early 2000s when I started listening to hip hop more, you saw a lot more of the like 3-verse songs. You saw a lot more of the 2 features, 3 people in one song. Never these like 7-minute cipher tracks that I've been getting on my for my radio show. First of all, for you know what I mean. Like I'm not picky about the music I play, but if you send me a 7-minute cipher track with you and your 12 homies on it, I'm not playing that shit on my radio station.
Right.
You know what I mean? It could
Platform
be
for that, and
it could be fire. It could be heat. Everybody could go off. You know what I mean? It could be 7 of the best rappers of all time from the underground that you put on one song, and I can't do that to my listeners. I can't do it. So that's just is what it is. You know what I mean? But you are seeing, I mean, you kind of just said it. You are seeing a fall off of these cats that are having these 2 feature, 3 verse, songs.
Yeah.
And I listened to one the other day. I can't even remember who it was. Off the top of my head right now, it was a new song. And this kid ripped the whole first verse. The song came in, he ripped the whole first verse, and there was like a minor hook, and then it was over. And
that was it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you already answered the question before I asked it, but other than,
I mean, songs, that are short, 1-2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, whatever. From a DJ standpoint, that's cool because, I can, like you said, we don't usually spin a whole song anyway, unless it's a super tight song everybody want to hear. So them 1-2 minute songs allows me to mix over to the next song quickly.
Absolutely.
Instead of cutting the song off, I can let the whole song play and then mix the next song in and still keep my time frame cool.
And
so I don't mind that they shorten their songs. I do think that it's taken away from their talent, and I do think it's taken away from their voice being able to be heard as far as what they need to say to the world. But at the same time, I understand how people's attention span is so short nowadays. I understand why they're doing it.
That's what I was just getting ready to ask. Do you believe they do it for the attention span purpose, or do you do it? Because I don't feel like it's because they have a lack of something to say on a certain beat, because a lot of these cats are making 17-track albums.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And 17 tracks at 2 minutes long is just as long as something that's got 3-minute tracks or 4-minute tracks that's 10 tracks long. You know what I mean? So it's a give or take thing in this business. But I guess again, you already answered the question. It was,
and I mean, the attention span is one thing, but also I think, to tell you the truth, I think rappers, these young cats that are coming out, these new rappers, I think they lazy. And I think they don't want to do a whole fucking song. I think they only want to do one verse. Or they want to come in and write it down real quick and call it a freestyle. It's not a freestyle, homie, when you write it down, then go and spit it. Freestyles when you come off the dome. So they spitting these freestyles, putting a little hook on the end in the beginning and calling that a song and shit. It's because they being lazy and shit. They don't want to make a whole song. They don't want to think of a tight hook and repeat that shit, record a whole 3 verses and all that kind of shit. They're being lazy is what some of them are doing. Not all of them. I ain't calling all of them out. But a lot of them, they being lazy. So I think that's part of it too. And it's because their attention span is short. Even for their own selves, their attention span is short. So they're like, forget it. Let me just do a quick verse on this, and then I'll go to the next song. In some ways, I think it's losing. Hip hop is losing its. I ain't gonna say it's losing its momentum, but it's losing its consistency as far as tight, mind blowing music goes.
So then that brings me to the next topic that I want to talk to you about, which is shows. So you notice that like out in the East and a little bit in the Midwest, you'll see these show flyers, right? And they got, we'll just call it what it is, or, we'll just make up something right now. It'd be Doobie. You know what I mean? That's the headliner. The whatever tour. These are the openers. And then this list is like 10 people long. You know what I mean? And at some point, these artists are literally sacrificing the time that it takes to go get a beer, and you miss almost 2 acts just to be that maybe occasional person that they heard. These people are taking like what 2-track spots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to be heard. And then they're 2-minute tracks. So you took a 5-minute spot. You came out to a show to take a 5-minute spot. Now, I'm not against anybody trying to be heard. I'm not against. I mean, I run my shit just like you run your shit. It's underground radio and independent artists. However, there are two people that I really can't like get behind 100%. And it's the person that's willing to take less than a 10-minute set. And it's the person who raps over their own lyrics. So,
I mean, I don't mind either one, to tell you the truth. I don't mind either one. You can rap over your lyrics as long as I can hear you. I don't mind you rapping over your lyrics and stuff because I need to hear you as a fan or as somebody that's watching, whatever you want to call it, a customer, listening to you perform. I need to hear you. I don't mind you rapping over your tracks. That's fine and shit. I don't care about that. And I don't mind if you perform 5-6 minute sets because most promoters, most shows, they only let them do 5-6 minutes. But I don't agree with these artists paying $200, $500 for a 5-minute set.
No, I can get behind that.
I don't agree with these shows putting, like you said, 10, 15 people at the bottom to perform and shit like that. It didn't used to be like that. There'd be the headliner, his little groups, and maybe 3 or 4 local groups are opening acts and stuff.
You know why people aren't doing that no more? You know why people...
I'll tell you why. What happened is these young artists want to be heard, want to be seen so bad, they're willing to pay that $500. And what you got is you got these promoters are saying, there's a way I can make some money. I can go ahead and juice this and sell 10 slots for $500 versus 4 slots and give them 5 minutes apiece. And they'll be happy with that because they're on stage with Doobie.
Right.
And these artists, they ain't looking at that shit. They're not looking at, hey, bro, I'm spending $500 for 5 minutes. That don't even make sense.
Right.
If you spend $500, you should at least get a 10-minute set or more.
Right. And
where having these all 10 opening acts and stuff, the people in the crowd, they lose their attention span too. After about the 4th or 5th act, they're like, fuck it. They get to talking amongst each other, not paying attention to the show, playing pool and everything else, and they lose interest in the show itself.
And then that hurts your headliner because by that time, it's 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. He or she don't want to perform and or is going to give you 100%. And everybody else in the crowd's fucking tired, so they ain't going to give you no energy. There ain't no energy left for your headliner. But you know where that also faults at, and I'll put the blame on who it is, and I'll say it, and I'm not going to take it back. The promoter. Not only the promoter of the show, but the promoter of the tour. You can make your own contract. And in your contract where you put your rider and you put everything else, you can put in there how many allowed opening acts you can put in front of the tour. You could put that on there.
Yeah.
And those promoters will sign that shit.
Yeah.
And if you catch them with 10 people on there, then you don't have to perform. You broke contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you either knock it down to 3.
You're exactly right. People, by the time the main headline artists get on, they're extremely tired. They're tired of seeing the show. They want to go home. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Half the people that left because it's so early. All right, let me give you an example. Me and my homeboy Lit Sean went to Oklahoma City, and we opened up for Spice One.
Okay.
There was a lot of acts. We opened up for Spice One, and 2 other people performed, and Spice came on. When we got done with our performance, they had us do an encore, and we did an encore. After our performance, the Spice One came on, motherfuckers literally left. Walked out on Spice One because they were so tired. And, his show he's an old cat, so his show wasn't as hype as, everybody else's. So people were like, and they went home. To me, what I started doing down here on the coast is if I got a headliner, I put the headliner in the middle of the show.
Mm-hmm.
When people at their hypest and they're drunkest and when they feel the best.
Right.
I put a real tight artist on before the headliner, then put the headliner on. Then whoever else is performing the other opening acts, they gonna be closing acts.
Right.
You know, I've had to do that. Not because I wanted to. People are like, "Oh no, you should keep it to the end. That way you get people here all night long." And then, dude, after 10 acts, people don't want to be here all night long.
You know,
they want to go home.
And a lot of these people, they went away from making it to where they tell you how many opening acts you can have to what time your act has to go on. So like they'll put in the new thing is they'll put in the contract, well, my headliner has to be on by 10:30 or 11 o'clock. You know what I mean? Or the tour has to start by 9:30, because most of the time your tour package is 2 hours, 2.5 hours long. You know what I mean? Depending on the size of the artist and depending on how long the acts are and depending on if you have 2 headliners or 1 headliner. Yeah. You know, I mean, you got 2 co-headliners and you're looking at an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 30 minutes right there just for 2 artists. And you probably already brought 2 people with you to open up for them. So that's another 40 minutes because you probably gave them 20-minute spots. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So now, like, and then, you know, it's all crazy because now you're looking at 2.5 hours just for your tour package. So, I mean, you know, I just wish a lot of these promoters would start doing more stuff for the people and not for their pockets. Yeah, exactly.
Their pockets. You're exactly 100% right.
You know, because some of these people are trying to make more money off of everybody else and not money off of the people coming to the show. You know, we used to see these cats, they would come to Sioux City or wherever, and like they're charging $10-15 at the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For like K-Camp or like whoever. And
I mean, they're charging $10-15 at the door just to get in on a regular night here.
But they're sitting here charging $300-400 to opening acts. You know what I mean? Or they're doing whatever, bro. You're making your money in the wrong place. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what I think started these promoters doing that? All right, back in the 80s, 90s, and all that earlier time frame, people used to come to the club to see people perform and shows and stuff like that. Nowadays, people don't go out and see people perform as much. So the attendance at these shows are half of what they used to be. So the promoters are losing money as far as attendance goes. So in their mind, they're thinking, well, how else can I make money? Let me tax these artists to open up.
You know what? You know what I opened a plate on and what I used to do with bars and shit in Sioux City? Split bar.
Split bar, yeah.
And fuck it. We'll put an artist in here, national touring artist, whatever. We'll throw them in there. Everybody charges $15 at the door. I'll pocket that, and you give me half the freaking bar. I'll leave them money for you to spend on liquor and whatever, and you give me half the money you make on the liquor. You can keep the beer money or whatever. And bars will go for that because it's up to you to bring the people in. So if you bring a shit ton of people in to their establishment and they're all drinking and you giving shot specials or you're, you know what I mean, paying for shit, whatever, bartenders or bar owners like that shit, man. They like that.
They like that shit.
So, I mean, yeah. Like, yeah, it don't get no better than that. So
yeah, it don't.
So we talk a little bit about Hustle Man Live Radio. We talk a little bit about throwing shows and doing shows. We're gonna just touch a little bit since we're on the show stuff. It looks like what's today? Today's the 6th, something like that. You have a show coming up on the 10th. Am I correct? Of September?
11th.
Oh, you having it on September 11th? Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about that one. And then I want to talk a little bit about the battle thing going on at the studio October 2nd. But we're going to rewind. We're going to talk about September 11th. Take it away. There's I'm not going to mess up the tour name. I can't remember. It was like Mississippi Delta Tour.
Yes, Mississippi Delta Tour.
Got it.
What it is, all right, Mississippi is pretty much separated in two different areas. You got the Delta, which is up north, and then you got down south, which is the coast. And down here on the coast, we're like in our own little world. We're along with Mobile and New Orleans and stuff like that. We all venture the same music, the same vibe, and shit like that. Now, the people from the Delta, they're trying to expand themselves out just like everybody else. So what they're doing is they took some artists from the Delta area of Mississippi, from North Mississippi. They said, okay, we're going to do a tour. And that's what a lot of people are doing now. They're taking their 5, 6 artists, and they're going around these small cities, these different cities, and doing a tour. And then when they come to that city, they invite local artists, to come open up, charge them, of course, to come open it up for their clique or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So that's what the Mississippi Delta Tour is. These Delta artists are floating around all of Mississippi, New Orleans, Mobile, all the local areas doing their tour. Which, and one thing, the artist is good because it gives them a platform that somebody's throwing a show. You know what I mean? And it gives those artists, like let's say from the Delta, it gives them exposure.
Absolutely.
So that's good. But that's what the whole Delta Tour is about. And it's starting off in Mobile, but it's going to go all through Mississippi. It's going to go to Baton Rouge, Shreveport, New Orleans, all that shit. But I think what they're doing, and a lot of artists or a lot of groups that are doing it, I think it's a pretty good idea, to tell you the truth. Like if I was to take the Tony Smoker camp, it'd be the Tony Smoker tour. And all Tony Smoker's artists would go here in these different cities. And when they go to, let's say you go to Wichita, you get 5 artists from Wichita to come perform, and local people are supposed to want to come see their people. But really they're coming for the Tony Smoker tour.
Right.
So it's like people are throwing festivals and group tours and stuff like that now. And that's kind of like what the Delta Tour is all about. And if they like you, they invite you to come follow them to their different cities and shit like that. If they have an opportunity and they like you, they're going to throw their opportunity your way. But artists always remember that they are independent artists. Don't let somebody suck you into some bullshit contract or some sort of deal or something like that. Remember, you are the talent.
Right. Absolutely, man. And it's always love out there on the coast area. I don't think I've ever been up to the Delta area, but I know I've been down to the coast area. We did some shows in Mobile. We did some I went to a really dope bare knuckle boxing event at the convention center there in Biloxi. That was tight, dude. That bare knuckle boxing shit was so cool that we saw down there.
I wonder if we were at the same one, because I went to one too. Was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, in like October, like something like that. I don't know, but
yeah, I think I was at that one.
So one of our homies, his buddy was fighting a part of their boxing camp from Pensacola, and one of the dudes was fighting, and so there was supposed to be tickets for us at the will call, and there wasn't. And then this little old lady's like, hey, just chill here for a second, because if this person don't show up in 5 minutes to get their ticket, I can just give you these 3. And it was me, Will, and Eddie from Starcult at the time. And or no, there must have been 4, because Mad Max was with us on that tour too. And anyway, we waited 5 minutes, and she handed us the tickets, and we walked in for free, bro. And we was down on the floor. We was like 6, 7 rows back. But yeah, that was crazy, man. That was a really awesome time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I like that area.
I mean, a lot of these artists that are performing and stuff like that, I got to give them credit for having to deal with that BS from these promoters.
Right.
And, I want to say to the promoters, stop your bullshit. Be real with these artists. Give them a platform. Stop trying to juice them and get them out their money. Most of them are already broke anyway. And then you want to take what little they do got for 5 minutes. I mean, that shit ain't cool, bro.
No.
And I got a lot of shows, and there's a lot of shows that's going on in my area. And I promote everybody that I can. Everybody, that's in this area. Anybody I know, even if they're outside the state, if they got a show, whatever, I promote it, just like if it was mine. I promote it, and I try to help everybody out, as I possibly can.
Right.
I got people from New York sending me stuff about shows, Oklahoma, all kinds of stuff. You know, and I'll promote anybody's shit. It doesn't matter. And if they look on my Instagram, my Facebook, they can see all the different shows I'm performing. The contacts are down there. They can always contact me or the contact people on the flyer. It doesn't matter. You know, my main thing is to be able to get them to have an opportunity and a platform to be seen and heard. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. You know, and like it's always about that reaching out. You know what I mean? It's always about getting out there and really, you know, being grinding. You know what I'm saying? And making that connection.
As a DJ,
making that connection.
That's one thing that helps keep me relevant. You know, it keeps me relevant. It keeps me in the public eye as a DJ. So that's one reason why I promote it as well. Not only get the platforms, but to keep me in the loop, you know, too. And I try to attend most of these events that they have going on. So that way the artists can see me and they can see that here I am to give you a platform. And, you know, as a DJ, a lot of people don't know, I think we're the most important part of the music game that there is. Because if it wasn't for the DJs, then your music wouldn't get heard at all. You know, so I want to tell these artists, you know, it's cool to be on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, yada, yada, yada. You're supposed to do that. That comes along with the game. That's part of it. You have to do that. But you also got to reach out to your DJs, your local DJs, your far away DJs, out of state DJs, but just DJs, period. If you get your music to the DJs, then it's going to get spun and it's going to get heard. Period. I mean, period. It's simple. It's as simple as that. There ain't no other way to put it.
Yeah, you know, and like most of the time, bro, it's free game. Like I mean, most places, some places charge, you know what I mean, for songs to get in rotation, all that extra stuff. I don't do that stuff to people, but like even then, people don't have the time, they'll say, to send you a track. You don't have the time to have your music heard by other people. You know what I mean? Then what do you have the time for? You know, it's this generation that anybody can make music, so we can be as lazy as possible when we do it, and it's just tiresome. You know what I mean? It really is. Like it's I don't know, it's just bad. I don't understand it.
And like when you send a song to a DJ, don't send you a whole album. Just send you maybe three of your tightest songs. Because they, like I said before, we're going to go through it quick. We're going to listen to the first 30, 60 seconds of it. We're going to press on to the next one. So make sure you send your tightest shit. And not some shit that you feel like is the tightest when you in your bathroom taking a shower or whatever. Nah. Your tightest shit that they're going to be banging at the club or riding in their car or some shit like that.
Hell yeah. Somebody had to say it. So October 2nd, bro, talk a little bit about this battle in the studio that's going down.
Yeah, so there's a couple battle leagues down here, which is kind of rare in the hip-hop community nowadays. You know, I would say except for like the Midwest, they still got it going on up there with battles and shit. But down here, it's kind of like a dead scenario. So there's a couple battle groups, and, you know, they're having a hard time getting other battlers and stuff like that, but they're really, really good. And there's some people that come to the studio and stuff like that all the time. So, you know, they were venting to, you know, us what was going on, you know, within the battle community. And we said, well, okay, let's just start doing battles at the studio. We'll make it private events, invite only, you know, no cell phones unless you pay to have your cell phone so you can watch it. You don't want to steal other people's shit. You know, come in, battle. And then at the battle, we have artists that we're working with. We'll let them perform a couple of their songs at the battle just to give them some exposure.
Right.
So that's how the battles started at the studio, and we're going to be doing the first one here October 2nd. I think it is October 2nd. That's our first one.
So let me just put free game on you real quick. And I'm going to put apparently free game on the whole world right now because we're live. You got if you got the equipment to do video recording yourself, I would video record it and put it on Twitch. That's just my opinion. I know King of the Dot and some of the other big battle scenes, they've been doing a lot of stuff on Twitch recently. And it's just a streaming site where most people do gaming, but constantly people are on there doing battle stuff. I mean, you could go on there and look at battle rap on Twitch, and like there's all kinds of stuff on there. I know King of the Dot does stuff on there almost every weekend at some point. But yeah, I mean, it's a really dope place to broadcast something like that. And then it's also a really dope place to just do a small little podcast thing where y'all talk about it and hype it up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it could be free. It don't cost nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, whatever, all that. But I'd look into that. I'd look into the way King of the Dot does theirs. You should be, if you go on Twitch, you should be able to look up their old videos.
Yeah.
And you could check out the way they kind of do it with their podcast, and they bring like a battle rapper on and they'll talk to him about his battle coming up and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And like, if you got time to do stuff like that, bro, it's a good way to hype up your event. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So free game on that. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. I didn't even realize Twitch was doing shit like that.
Yeah, bro. A lot of people really think that they're just strictly gaming, but it's really broadcasted to just about anything that you want to do on there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So to be honest, bro, that could be another thing that you do for Hustle Man Live Radio too. You know what I'm saying? Because you could do DJ stuff on there like that. Especially once you get your reign and stuff, then you can video record yourself, you know, basically mixing your independent artists like you would at the club. You know what I mean?
Wait to get my reign.
Dude, that's gonna be fire, bro. That's gonna be fire.
I got the DJ conference.
I got the
Fleet DJs. You know, they're a DJ coalition across the United States. There's probably 1,000 or more DJs in the coalition. I don't know, but we had a conference every year. They had a conference, and we went down there for Jacksonville, and I saw the rain, and I seen what they were doing with it and everything, and it totally impressed me. And I learned a lot about DJs and our role in the music industry and what we do and stuff like that, you know. And I'll be honest, you know, I do a lot of stuff for free for artists, you know, that I shouldn't be doing.
Right.
You know, and it's kind of like a slap in the face to other DJs, which I don't mean it to be, but I do a lot of shit for free for artists because I know they're underground artists. They don't have a lot of money. They're just looking for a platform, you know. But I've learned down there that there's some stuff I got to start charging for.
Right. Well, and I mean, the thing about it, too, is that it depends, too, in my opinion. Like, you're not, how do you put it? You're not hurting the game by doing certain stuff for free if it's not something that you're good at doing. You know what I mean? If this is something you're still getting used to, if it's something that you're still getting good at, I don't feel like just because DJ D-Rec down the street over here charges $200 to put some scratches on a verse means that you need to, just because it's scratching on a verse. You know what I mean? And DJs get lost in that because they forgot what it was like to grind to the top. You know what I mean? Like, they forgot that they got hit in their, you know, they got pulled aside at school and said, hey, Carl said he would DJ this show for $150, but I ain't trying to spend that. I know you just got some new decks. Well, you do it for it. And you were like, shit, I'll do it for 50. You know what I mean? And come and get me and help me load the crates. You know what I'm saying? And
I think you're exactly right. I think a lot of the DJs forgot or forget, you know, what it is to be like at the bottom.
And it's still
just trying to come up.
At the end of the day, dude, this is still the music business as a whole, and it's still a dog-eat-dog world, bro. So, like, you think I'm not going to come down on my price to be able to DJ for X person just because you got a certain set price that you like to, you know what I mean? If I know it's going to put me in a better position to DJ that show, you're damn right I'm going to sell you down the river, bro.
Right. And you know, that's part of the reason why I started doing Hustle Man Live Radio. I used to be an artist myself back in the 90s, in the early 2000s. And I can remember how hard it was to get heard or to get seen or get on the radio, get in a show, somebody pay attention to you. It was real hard, real difficult, you know, unless you had thousands of dollars and shit, like a lot of money to spend. So me as a past artist, knowing how hard it was to get heard, was part of the reason why we started Hustle Man Live Radio, was so to give these artists a platform to be heard. Where everybody else is shutting the door on them, I'm trying to open up the door. let you be heard here. And, I'm busting 25 million on freedomkradio.net, a month. And then plus all the other millions I get from the other stations. So I'm opening up the door for a lot of these artists to get heard on a lot of platforms that they wouldn't normally get unless they paid out the ass.
Hell yeah.
And I saw that need. And, that need in the community and that need in the rap community. They needed a platform. They needed a place. And so I said, let's do it. And I gave it to them.
Hell yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's sometimes, man, that's all it takes. You know what I mean? Is somebody to be able to step up and do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we're not gonna keep you too much longer, bro. So go ahead and just remind them, man, where they can find you. Drop whatever links you want, shout outs, whatever you want to do, man. And yeah, man, you can have a good day, bro. Bounce out of here.
Well, I want to say, first I want to shout out Mag, the Hustle Man. Mag, the Hustle Man is the creator of Hustle Man Music and Hustle Man Studios, Hustle Man Live, all that shit. Mag, the Hustle Man, he's the creator and owner of it. So I want to say shout out to him. You can find me on Facebook, Hustle Man Live, and on Instagram, Hustle Man Live. If you got a tight song, whatever, you want me to just check your song out. I do listen to everybody's shit. I might not listen to the whole song, but I listen to everybody's music. So send me a song if it's tight. Send me a message, I'll connect back with you. We'll chop it up, whatever you want to do. So Hustle Man Live on Facebook and Hustle Man Live on Instagram. And then my main station that I broadcast on is freedomkradio.net every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Central, or 7 to 9 p.m. Central, and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. Central.
Hell yeah, bro. So that's what it is, guys. You know what? You heard it here first. Go in there, hit him up. Hit him with a sup. Hit him with a what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't matter. Just hit him with some tight ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, I'm definitely gonna holler at you. I got a single coming out soon, and we're working on recording the next EP right now. So
yeah, shoot it to me. And a lot of artists, that get played on my show. I ain't gonna say a lot, but there's artists that get played on my show that have made it big. Like, for example, the Suicide Boys, the newest group that's out. Well, they ain't the newest, but, they kind of making their name. They sent me their music like 2 years ago, and I was playing it on my show. And now it's mainstream on the radio and everything else. So shout out Suicide Boys.
Yeah, bro. That's my girl's, favorite group. But it has been for, years, bro. I mean, years, probably, I don't know. She remembers that shit when she was finding it online. It wasn't even out there like that. You know what I mean? Right. I don't know all the details and all that stuff. I've seen them a couple times live. They're super dope. I'm actually gonna see them on the Gray Tour here, I think, in October. So that'll be cool.
I'm saying that because I want artists to know when they send music to you or to people like me or something like that, there is a possibility of getting a deal or getting major or some sort of scenario like that. I've had at least 6, 7 artists get major deals off of being heard off of my show.
Hell yeah.
You never know who is freaking listening. You never know who is listening. Never.
Right.
I get Trill Fam listens to my show all the time. All the time. Every weekend and stuff like that. They send me music all the time. But they listening for these artists and stuff like that. Constantly. So don't ever give up. Don't think the online radio station doesn't work. It does. It does.
All right, man. Well, we'll catch you next time. And again, man, It's always love.
Always love. I appreciate it, bro.
Hell yeah.
All right, later.